Could you imagine walking into a nightclub in the 1960s? As we know, Bold Street in Liverpool is the most time-slipped area in the UK. People claim to walk down the street and walk into another time period. So back in 2012, two new students that had just moved to the city were having a look around. They were on Bold Street for the first time ever and was looking for somewhere to go for a drink. They didn't know anything about the city's past or the Bold Street time slips. They noticed a really busy looking club called the Odd Spot on the top of Bold Street. They said it stuck out like a sore thumb. It looked vintage and they could hear live music coming from the inside. As soon as they walked in, there was a crazy energy in there. People were dressed in 1960s style clothes. They were smoking cigarettes, which wasn't allowed. Every person was dressed completely different inside. A man walked over to the two student girls and said his name was Jim and he was the manager. He said to see the live music, head downstairs. It was so busy upstairs and the girls headed straight downstairs to see the live music. When they got downstairs, there was no sound of music and not a soul down there. It was just an empty basement. The girls walked back upstairs all confused, but when they got upstairs they got even more confused. He'd walked into a coffee shop which was Bold Street Coffee. There was no sign of a nightclub anywhere. A staff member approached them and said, "Where have you just come from?" One of the girls said, "We've just come from the Odd Spot nightclub." "This is not Odd Spot, this is Bold Street Coffee," the staff member said. The girls left completely confused. In that spot where Bold Street Coffee stands now, there was a nightclub called Odd Spot in the 1960s. What makes it even creepier is when this venue was open, there was a manager called Jim Turner. Could it be possible that the girls transported back to the 1960s?